Hi. Today I wanted to talk to you about graphic novels. As a reading teacher, one of the things that I get asked about the most is graphic novels. I get asked questions like, should parents let their kids read graphic novels? Does it still count as like really reading? Will it still help improve their reading? So I thought that I would share with you my thoughts today. So one of the first things I want to make sure we do is just clarify what I mean by a graphic novel and what I mean by a comic book. I'm not going with the traditional definitions. I'm going with more working definitions. So a comic book is going to be something that it's majority pictures with minimal text, whereas a graphic novel is going to have quite a bit more text along with some pictures. I have some different examples here. So let me show you what I mean. While comic books are enjoyable and not at all bad, I would not let them count for a student's independent reading because, as you can see here, the pictures tell a lot of the story. Now these black squares that you see, that's where the text is. I'm just doing that to protect the copyright standards, or to abide by the copyright standards. But you can see that there's very minimal text and mostly pictures. So it's not always necessary, since these pictures tell a lot of the story, to even read the text that is there. You can kind of tell what's going on just based on the pictures. Graphic novels, on the other hand, are a great way to get reluctant readers to read. As you can see here, it's kind of flipping to where there's more text and less pictures. Students still feel like they're not having to read quite as much because the pictures take up some of the space, which is correct. However, they're still getting in a substantial amount of reading. Additionally, the pictures that are there can aid in comprehension for those students who tend to struggle with that. Now, within graphic novels, there's quite a bit of variety as far as the amount of text versus the amount of graphics or pictures. If you're trying to use graphic novels to develop a love of reading in a reluctant reader, depending on their age, here is what I would recommend. I would recommend starting with something more like Captain Underpants. Because it's a little bit lighter on text and a little bit heavier on images. There are a few, not very many, but a few pages that don't have any text whatsoever, and pretty much every page has at least one image on it. And then after they've read a few of those and they're starting to enjoy those, then you can work your way up to graphic novels like Diary of a Wimpy Kid that have a few, again, not very many, but a few pages that don't have any images and are all text. And then most of the pages have an image, but they're majority text. So you can kind of start to flip the amount of images versus text that there is to where there's less images and more text, and then slowly work your way into novels that don't have any pictures at all. Once they realize they actually really love reading a story from beginning to end and getting swept away in the characters' lives and all the things that go along with the love of reading. Now, there are many more graphic novels other than the few that I've mentioned. I've talked about Captain Underpants and Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but there are so many more. And I'm going to try to read a few of those to include those in my book reviews so that you can begin to hear about more of those if you do have a reluctant reader at home. And of course, it doesn't have to only be reluctant readers that read graphic novels. Other students can as well. They're just really good for those readers that don't realize they're readers yet, don't realize they love reading yet. I believe every student can, just sometimes they haven't found the book or the book series or the author for them yet. But that is a yet, not a never. Thank you so much for watching this. If you found this video helpful, please feel free to share it and like the Focus Tutoring page on Facebook or Instagram so that you see the other videos that I put out on study skills and book recommendations or reviews. And if you're interested in finding out more about any of the tutoring sessions that I offer tutoring sessions in study skills, reading, and language arts homework, as well as reading skills tutoring sessions. Please feel free to email me. My contact information is going to be at the end of this video. Thank you again.